Right. I'm recording to the cloud, okay?
Okay.
Right, it's just me and you then. So we're not live on Facebook at all. So we'll just post, I'll just post it after we're done.
Fab.
Okay?
Yes. Right. I feel better.
Right. That's just...
of notes, pages and pages.
Oh, well done. There's probably no pressure now because there's nobody else watching. So that's better, eh?
Yeah, totally.
Right, well, we'll get started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Suzie, let's get our laughs out, right?
Oh.
Right, here goes.
Okay.
Okay.
See the face.
Right. Okay, here we go. Hi, Suzie. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Good, I'm fine, thank you. So we've got 15 minutes, Suzie. I've got about 5 questions for you. It's about 3 minutes a question. That's good maths. Yep. And I'm just going to start with what you do as a job, how old you are, if you've got children, just cover the basics first, please. Let's go.
Okay. So I'm a geography teacher at Moneyfield High School. I'm 37 and I've got 2 children, Aaron and Lottie. Aaron, who is 6, and Lottie, who's just turned 4. Yeah, so I'm busy lady who works outdoors.
So you juggle, do you work full time?
4 days, yeah, I'm back down
4
to 4
days.
5 months.
Wow. But... So you juggle 4-day week, 2 young children and a husband?
And a dog.
And a dog. Do you know what? It all takes up your week, it all takes up your day. So brilliant. Congratulations even on that. How did you hear about Feel It Be and or Shelley Booth?
So I actually messaged you when Aaron was just a baby. I know 6 years ago.
Really?
Yeah, and you were so lovely and you said, just come along, yeah, bring your baby with you, that's no problem. But I didn't ever do it. But ever since then, like I've followed you on Facebook and social media like Instagram. And then my friend Laura was training with you online and in real time at the beach. And she kept saying to me, like, oh, come on, you would love it. Just, we'd gone to David Lloyd's together. You know, you'd absolutely love it, especially with Andy being away, it'd be so good for you. And I was just like, oh, I don't know. I just don't know if I can justify the money. And I know now, budget at all. So yeah, it took a bit of convincing. Well, actually, I took a free place. So yeah, year and a half ago now. Yeah, so that was me.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Suzie, we're getting cut off and on, and it's at your really pivotal moments when you're speaking. And I'll edit this up, so don't worry about it. But I don't know. It's not my. Is it? How's your Wi-Fi connection? Mine seems to be okay.
Well, I came off Wi-Fi and went on to my 4G because I wondered if. Wait a minute now. Let me try and go back on. Our internet's not amazing because we're in the sticks.
Yeah.
That's it. But having said that, it's been like okay for working and stuff. But
okay, that's fine. Great. So found out about me through a friend. So when you first were introduced to the Feel It Be formula, obviously you were attending a gym. What did you think and feel about an online program initially, or the prospect of it?
I wasn't sure how it could work. Like I couldn't really imagine how it would all just kind of pull together, how working out from home could be as good as working in a gym. I think because I'd always been such a, like, well, for a long time, like for 10 years, I've been such a gym goer, and I love the atmosphere of the gym, and like I love the side of it and just the buzz of the music. And
yeah,
I wasn't, that aspect I wasn't convinced about at all. And as you'll remember, I didn't do your workouts, did I, for the first
no.
Oi. We're fine. You know, it wasn't until lockdown that I started doing your workouts. And when I saw that first meal plan, I think because I'd lived my life in this calorie deficit, do you know, I'd like tracked everything on my Fitness Pal. I'd worked out my macros, so everything had to stay below like a certain level of fat and calories. I thought I had a really healthy diet. And, you know, I did. I ate loads of vegetables, lots of stir fry and stuff, but also had a chocolate bar every day and at least like 1 or 2 cans of Diet Coke. And I would work myself into the ground in the gym and then come home and be so tired and so kind of cold, and I just wasn't fit for anything. So I suppose that was just the way that I knew that I could be a size 10, was to go to the gym for an hour and a half every single day and eat in a calorie deficit, and I couldn't see another way to do it. So when I saw the meal plan and like a grill up for breakfast, I thought, this woman's lost the plot. Eating like, I could just how you could like that and how it would work for you. But you know, like, you know, from what I've said to you, that it's more than worked, because at that stage I was standing on those scales in David Lloyd's, and they work out your fat percentage and your muscle percentage. And despite the fact that I was sort of lifting quite heavy weights and I was working, you know, really hard, like sweating, etc., I was losing muscle. My muscle mass was going down and down and down, and my fat percentage relative to that was going up, and I couldn't fathom what was happening. I now know what was going on, but yeah,
that's amazing. So that's brilliant that you're saying all that, Suzie, because there's so many women that are now in the position that you were in. They're in that now, and they don't know how to get out of it because there's nobody educating them, and I feel terrible for them because I need to try and get to them, but how do I get to them when they're working with trainers and stuff? It's really, really difficult. So, and I know probably, see, when you've introduced this to your friends, and maybe your friends are of a mindset that you were in, it's a hard conversation to have with folk, isn't it?
Yeah, and they don't understand it. They don't, well, to be fair, I don't know if you can't fully understand it until you've lived it, until you've experienced it. The way that Laura said to me, oh, but you can look at my results, eat like this, and you can lose weight and you can build muscle and you can feel amazing in yourself. But I think until you sort of realise that it's not a meal plan, it's not a workout, it's the full package, it's the mindset work, it's the community, it's the like support that we give each other. No, because you wouldn't post on your own page, would you, what you've been eating in a day, and if you were having a bad day, if it's like managed to lift a bit heavier, you wouldn't post that, you wouldn't phone your friend and talk about it. But you know, it's important because it makes you good, and you've got that sort of safe space where you can have those conversations without any kind of judgment. And I suppose I started as a size 2, so I wasn't huge, and people would just say to me, oh, what are you needing to do that for? But I felt terrible. Like the page said the other day that nobody has any idea what's going on in your head and your heart. That's the life, because I thought that is so true. That was me. And even Andy didn't know like how low I had sunk in my own mental health.
And that was going to the gym 5 days a week.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, the exercise definitely helped. It, you know, it definitely, but it was temporary. It was like putting a plaster on a wound. It didn't ever, like, now I've got so much energy and I just feel like I'm back to me. I'm so full of fun. And, you know, and Andy will say that. He's like, Shelley Booth's giving me my wife back. Like, you know, just love it.
That's amazing. That is amazing to hear.
Night and day. It's, yeah. And I suppose even now, actually, I struggle to put it into words because I'm so good at putting a face on it. You know, and I was at the point where I was cancelling coffee dates and going out with my friends. And I think people just thought I was being antisocial. And then I went out one night with the girls and had that total panic attack in the pub, and I just had to leave. I got the train home, like floods of tears, just no confidence. I didn't know what to say to people. I couldn't, like, I can't, you know, it's very difficult actually just even to explain, but I just, hit an all-time low. And that's not why I joined Feel Look Be. I joined Feel Look Be to get back to size 10. What it has given me is, like, you know, my size 10 body back. but it's given me just a total wellness back, and it's just transformed my life. And I know that sounds, to people who are external listening, they think just lost the plot, but yeah, no, it really, really has.
And you're not just the size 10, and I'll show you a picture, but you're athletic. You've got seriously strong abdominals. You've got a very athletic body now to look at, very, very feminine, don't get me wrong, but you've got an athletic body to look at. And it's if you consider the fact that you just started these workouts in lockdown, it's not really taken that long, Suzie, to get to this point.
No.
For you to look the way you look. So you've done incredibly well, all things considered, family, kids, job, lockdown, just seriously tremendous. If I was to ask you, Suzie, if you could sum up Feel Look Be in sort of like 5 words, have you got 5 words that you can kind of just think about just now? If not, doesn't matter, but if you can, what would you say?
Community.
For you?
The community.
Mm-hmm. What about the community? What would you say, just a one-liner, what is the community? Because it's hard for me. I'm trying to get my messaging right with people, and the more I hear it from you lot, the more I can convey it better.
Yeah, so, it's so diverse, but we've all got the same goal, don't we? We've all got the same wellness goal. But I mean, we've got girls on there that used to train with you in real life that are so in the zone and so focused. And then you've got people that are just starting out, but there's nobody makes a difference with anybody. Like everybody just together. And if somebody's having a bad, you scoop them up and you take them with you, and that's regardless of where they're at in their weight loss journey or where they're at with their, mental health or, not. Yeah, it's just everything. I think it's just everyone, and considering there's so many women on there, it feels like it's just like being in a room with your best pals every day.
It really is. Thank you. No, I appreciate that. And how would you describe the meal plans?
Well, the kids love your food. Andy loves your food.
Wow. I
can now cook.
Hey. Good for you. What a wife you are. What a wife.
I know. That happens. Yes. Like can't cook, won't cook. But now I do all the cooking. Like meals. Yeah. Everything. Like the food's so tasty. You never ever feel hungry or depleted, and I think that's part of me having so much energy as well. Just really like diverse.
Good, brilliant. What about, I'm just thinking about the questions that everybody asks all of the time. So how would you describe the workouts? Some people are really scared to in fact, we got an email in today, Suzie, and a woman's like, listen, I've heard that the workouts are brutal. That's the one thing that puts me off. And I was trying to explain to her, some people don't even do the workouts. Some people do a really scaled back version. What's your experience of the workouts?
I love them. I have learned so much, and I've done personal training on and off since before Andy and I got married in 2013. So, like I mean, even the other day when you were saying to me, I was doing the kick throughs, like you need to straighten your arms. I was doing squats, you need to put your toes out a little bit, and you feel the differences like in those directions that you're making. So it's like personal training. I don't watch anybody else. I will tell you what anybody was wearing or what they were doing. I put you on Zoom, and I feel like it's just you and me in the garage doing our wee practice. Half an hour is good for me, doable with having the kids as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And
that's an important one actually, because people think that they've got to go to the gym for an hour and a half. Different if people enjoy it, but for people that don't really or see it as like a challenge, the thought of half an hour is doable, isn't it? It's like, well, I can probably do that, but not an hour.
No, the half hour is it's really good, and then if you want to do more, you can obviously. But yeah, no, I like the half hour. It's good now that the kids are back to school and I'm sort of working from school as well. It's good having the night time as well, rather than doing it on camera. When you do it live, a lot quicker than when.
That beady eyes are on you live, Brilliant, Suzie, thank you. Okay, Did you have any health issues before Felix B?
No, not really. Just other than
No.
how my head, my stomach, but I knew that I'd done something called the Daxmoy elimination diet before in the run up to my wedding, actually. And so I'd cut gluten and wheat and dairy and things from my diet. So I knew that I was better when it like that. So, but I hadn't like that in the run up to joining. I was back to the bread and the crisps and the chocolate and the sweeteners and all the bad stuff. So it's the thing I think is really easy for me to stick to because of the understanding, the education. Sorry, I understand it, but also because I know it's good for me. I don't have the swollen, sore stomach that.
Okay, we're coming and going out of signal, which is a bit of a bummer. Irene, you shouldn't be on here. Emma, can you jump off? Irene, you jump off. I'm going to post it. Sorry, they didn't know.
Oh.
That's maybe why the signal's coming and going. What else, Susie? I had another one. Oh yeah, the education. Now, when I say to people, I'm going to re-educate you, they kind of go, I don't need re-educating.
I know.
Is there anything that you can say that would make people understand a wee bit better than when I tell them or trying to explain? How would you put it into words? You're good with words, Susie. How do you explain the education?
Well, I think you break the science down so it is understandable and it's relatable. One of the things that really sticks in my mind in the early days, and I still love it, is watching that video about sugar and the amount of sugar in likes of a baked potato and things. And that kind of a point where I stopped and thought, oh goodness, like it's a complete 360, isn't it, on everything you've ever been taught and everything thought about. And it's challenging this idea that, Linda, who's on the plan, my dog Walker and I were talking about this. So initially, when you're making like the Brussels sprout bake, for example, you think, oh, can't put too much cream in because it's too high fat. But actually, you realise through the education that that's okay, that that's not the bad part of what you're eating.
Yeah, and I know, and people think that because, well, we're higher fat, moderate protein, low carbohydrates, as you well know, people think that because it's fat, it's going to make them fat. And so even personal trainers, it's really misleading for people. And because of the conflicting advice and information out there, you can understand why people are in a rut and they don't know what to do to get out of it.
Yeah, it's just, it's so different, isn't it, from how you think, really.
It really is. Also, Susie, what about your children? How do they view, sorry, somebody else is on. So Claire Ross and Julie, if you just jump off here, because I'm going to share the link for you. So jump off of Zoom, please. What do your kids think?
Oh, we've bumped into you twice, I think, before lockdown started. So they have met you in person outside the gym, but they don't know you as such, but they feel like it's so funny. Yesterday when you're on my phone and Lottie just comes straight up and she's like, Shelley Beth, and if I say, oh, Mummy's a bit tired, I'll not bother, I'll just sit and do crafts with you, I'll not work out, and Lottie will say, don't think Shelley would be very happy about that.
That's cute, eh? Oh,
you're just very much part of the family.
Oh, that's amazing to hear. Really is.
Must, they're probably too little to really understand, but they must see the difference in their mummy.
Yeah, definitely.
Because sure. I've always, even when I felt rubbish in myself, I've always laughed at the right point, and I've always taken them, I've always done stuff with them. But actually, like when you're chasing after each other and you're laughing so hard that your tummy's, like your stomach hurts, you don't get that when you're forced to, do you? And they pick up on that. Like they
definitely.
Yeah. Even the mindset stuff, like the other day, so I said to Lottie, tell me what you're grateful for, tell me what you're thankful for. and she's only just turned 4 in January, and she said, the water in the puddles, Mummy. I said, okay, so tell me why are you grateful for the water in the puddles? And she said, so that I can splash in it. And then, you know, but it's like with such enthusiasm and such understanding.
Oh, that's so cute.
Neighbours, for my mummy, because she loves, like, she's, you know, they've totally got this whole gratitude thing. Yeah, I don't know, I feel like they are being prepared for, as they grow and flourish, got a better approach to life than, not that, I mean, I had an amazing upbringing, but a very different upbringing to what they're experiencing. And the fact in me working out, you know, well, nearly every day, and they're part of it, enjoying it, they've got a whole kind of positive mindset on the go, they're seeing how well their mum is, like, it just is everything that you would want for your children, really, isn't it? You know, it's
totally. You're such an amazing role model. One thing, Suzie, I wanted to say is, we've spent a lot of time together. I'm live twice a day, as you know, over a course of, how long have you been involved now?
I think this is my 15th month. Yeah,
15 months together, practically every single month, twice a day. I feel like I know you, but what I can see in you, Suzie, I can see this amazing role model, amazing partner, trying to be the best you can be. And I see your family stuff. I can see your kids, and I get a real strong sense of, like, you know, when somebody, like what we were talking about earlier on, somebody inspires you, you're inspiring your family. I could feel that really, really strongly. But see, from that to come from my mum,
yeah,
that's unreal for me. And it's unreal for everybody, but for me to see, I can't get enough of that stuff. It's just amazing. And your husband must be hugely proud of you. And I know he's supportive. So Andy, if you do watch this back, thank you so much for everything that you are. You're just, as a family, you're just great. Just so good.
yes. Although it's funny because he said, you know, Shelley Booth's not really changed my life. She's changed your life, but she's not changed my life. All right. He went to the shops and he bought organic, and he's talking about gratitude, and he's out in the gym he's not been using for absolutely ages, but you've not changed his life at all, Shelley.
Oh, that's good to hear. Oh, do you know what we'll need to do? We'll need to start a family type thing. When he's home, we'll get all the men on. But some men didn't want to do it, but I think he would, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he would do it. Yeah,
yeah. Right, I think that's us, Suzie, unless you've got anything else to add. Just trying to think. I've got a girl that's going to be working on our videos and stuff, and extracting a lot of all the good content. So she'll edit all this, and it'll be, all the glitches and stuff will be gone. It's really glitchy, but I think it was because there was people, and I kept seeing them joining there, but I was trying not to look. Have you got anything else to add? Anything that you think would be really meaty?
I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, would you, Suzie, you ready?
Yeah.
Would you recommend Feel Look Be, and if so, why?
100%, like 110%, because it's absolutely changed every aspect of my life. Yeah, it's just transformed how I feel, how I look, my fitness, my strength, my running times. And I'm not a runner, but I can run faster, you know, than I ever could. I like myself more than I ever have, and I mean, like, I've ever for having kids or anything. I would, yeah, 100%. It's absolutely everything. I mean, Andy would just say to me, why would you not? Like, why would you not do it? And I don't actually think I'll ever go. I think I'll stay on Feel Like Be for this year anyway, at least.
Thank God. I would want you to leave.
I just love
it. That's so good. Brilliant. That's us. That's it done.
Hope that's okay.
Do you know what? It's amazing. What I'll do now is I'm recording, so I'll go and stop record, stop now.